understand we've got the gentleman that's second in the late model point standing, and we're going to find out all about him. Hi, sir. Can I get your name?
Hi, I'm Mike Turcol,
And where are you from, Mike?
Tinley Park, Illinois.
All right, I'll be right back to talk to you in a second. Hi, sir. Can I get your name?
John Turcol.
From?
Mike's father from Tinley Park.
Nice to meet you. Hi, can I get your name?
Joe Flood,
And you're from?
Chicago.
All right, we're going to talk to the driver first, okay? Okay, can you tell me about the car you've got here?
We have a 1997 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. It's a Howe chassis with a Joe Ryan racing engine.
What kind of an engine?
It's a Joe Ryan engine.
What?
Chevrolet.
Okay, Chevy engine. All right, now you're second in the point standing. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. It's if we finish second in points, that'd be the highest we ever finished in our racing career.
So you're basically racing a lot here, or are you going all around?
Well, this year we concentrated on Raceway Park. Next year we're going to go back and do what we did for the past 3 or 4 years. We're going to travel around, go up to Lake Geneva and down to Alabama and stuff like
So
that.
that's what you want to do eventually after this, then, right?
Well, right now we're talking to a couple of sponsors, and we have one that's looking to go ARCA. So if we can get that, we'll be happy.
Well, good luck with you there. How many years have you been doing this with your son?
Since 1988.
That's a lot of years. So what have you learned from it? What's your best thing out of the whole thing that you've been doing with this experience?
Just togetherness, and we're real close as father and son team.
I agree with that. I think that's good, and I think it brings everybody involved. Okay, what do you do with the car? What's your role?
I'm one of Mike's crew members.
Well, you're important, right?
I hope so.
What is your job? Do you take care of the car? Do you work on the tires? What do you do? Just basically everything?
Pretty much everything, anything I'm told to do.
Well, that's good. Everybody has to work together. All right, come on in here, Bill.
Well, thank you, Peggy, and I know exactly what to do with the model. We have got this shot framed up right, so we've got to get you over here so we can frame the car up. The car is beautiful, and if you give us a nice model pose on this side, this will make certainly a pretty picture, and I want to remind our audience of who this fella is. Tell the folks where they've met you before on Motorsports Unlimited.
Well, I was down at the World of Wheels, and I spoke with you then about the Illinois Operation Lifesaver Look, Listen, Live program.
Yes, and that's right, and you're a police officer and apparently heavily involved with trying to make that go?
Yes.
Okay, and how's it working out?
It's working out very good. This is our third year being with Illinois Operation Lifesaver, and next year we're going to do some more stuff with them and expand.
Okay, well, I think it's great, and one of the things, of course, that I'd like to see motorsport used for is through all these tasks that we have in our society, these messages that we'd like to get out, nothing like it. What attracts kids' attentions more than race cars?
Correct.
And if we've got a good message for them, it's a good time, we've got their attention, let's talk to them.
Right.
Okay, I understand that you can't win the point championship this year. It's still technically possible. If the other guy dropped out the whole time and you won every race, which probably isn't going to happen, but second is not bad. What do you think for next year?
Well, next year we're looking to get race around here in the Chicagoland area, but we have a sponsor that's talking about going ARCA, so we're looking for that.
Where do you end up ultimately? Where do you want to go?
ARCA.
Okay, you don't want Jeff Gordon's seat then?
Well, I think I'm a little too old for that.
But do you want? Wait a minute, Peggy. What's that?
I said I'll take his seat.
You'd like to drive his car?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, Peggy, because you haven't driven it, you don't know what you're asking for. So you don't want Jeff Gordon's seat then?
Well, sure, I like.
Because I got a phone call in the van that there's.
You'd like that, but being realistic, no, you're not going to make it.
Okay, somebody had a question tapped me before. I'm sorry, Susan.
I wanted to ask you, how do the other police officers feel about you out there racing? Are they supportive? Do they give you a hard time? What's it like?
Hold it.
That's that gentleman right there. He's a police officer for Cook County.
Yeah, but he
Okay, wait a minute.
doesn't count. I'm talking about the other guys who aren't involved in this.
Okay, fellow officers that aren't involved. What do they think?
Fellow officers, my sergeants, Sergeant Delia and Kickert, they make up our schedule for the year, and they make it up so I can come racing every weekend. My chief's very supportive of this, and the rest of the guys on the department, when I sell T-shirts and hats for promotion, they're the first in line to buy a Turcol racing hat and shirt.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Let's pay him back right now, because I think that's wonderful that they go through that much trouble to make it possible for him to participate, and is doing a great job. Obviously, second in the point standing isn't easy. I got news for you. 10th in the point standing is hard. Second in the point standing is just absolutely astronomical. So, from a police perspective, go ahead and give the audience a message, something you think that they ought to hear, and I'm going to ask you to do the same thing so we can pay back the police force for being so helpful in your racing effort.
Well, I'd like to thank all the guys and my chief and sergeants from Olympia Fields Police Department for allowing me and supporting me in doing this type of activity.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, guys. You got the right guy out here talking for you, too, because he does a great job. How about yourself? Any kind of a message to the communities out there, a way you'd like people to behave, anything like that? Something you'd like to say and use our platform to do it?
Well, I'd like to tell them all to try and drive as safe as they can, like Mike does, even when he's on the racetrack. And also, if you get a chance, anybody from my department or Mike's, come on out and support them racing. It's an enjoyable evening out.
You're exactly right. And one thing I really like about this, and Peggy, I'm sorry, you've got a question. What I was going to say, the one thing that I really like about this is I think when the people, particularly the youngsters, the 18, 19, well, 15-year-olds in your community, they see a guy like this, they know he's approachable, that you can talk to him, they know he's one of their guys, he's a racer. I think it makes good community relations. And Peggy, yes?
I'd say there's no time for dilly-dallying, as you said before. When you're in racing, you're very serious about it. It's a hard thing to do, and there's no time for idiots in that kind of thing.
No, absolutely not. And again, I think this is a wonderful vehicle. This participation in motorsport is a wonderful vehicle to help you relate, particularly to the young males in your community. I think it would be very useful. Agreed?
I agree. And our department sees it that way. And in September, they're going to send me to the DARE program. And they're just expanding on everything.
Well, I think it's great. And folks, we want to thank you because we obviously think motorsport is important. And speaking of important, we've got some more point leaders to introduce you to. So don't go away. We're coming right back.